where stories come to life and dreams become reality. Peaceful, beautiful, and magical. Who wouldn't fall in love? In today's vlog, join us as we witness two people come together with the promise of forever in one of the most beautiful cities I have ever been to, Odense. Almost 2 months ago, we got the wonderful news that my cousin was finally engaged and is getting married in Denmark. Being her only relative in Europe, of course, I couldn't miss it. So, we went ahead and booked a train to Denmark. However, since it takes around 14 hours to get there, we packed a bunch of stuff to keep us entertained during the ride. My boyfriend played games on his Steam Deck and played chess on his phone, while I tried to catch up with my tiny watercolor painting series. I also tried a bit of sketching, which I think turned out really good. And just like that, we arrived in Denmark. The first thing we did was to check in to First Hotel Grand, which is only 8 minutes walk away from the train station. It is a pet-friendly hotel, and Cloudy couldn't wait to get into the room.
Baby.
The hotel is quite old, but it carries a timeless charm with its vintage interior. Unfortunately, I was not able to take videos of the whole room. After a quick rest and freshening up, we headed out to visit my cousin at their apartment. Using just our smartphones, we were able to buy tram tickets. How convenient! On the way, I couldn't help but admire the beauty of the city, and the golden hour made it even more peaceful and dreamy. It's like a city away from the city, if you get what I mean. It wasn't full with people rushing and running about, even though it was a Friday night. We finally arrived at my cousin's and her fiancé's apartment, which was also going to be the venue for the after-wedding party. I personally loved what they did to the place, considering all of the decorations were DIY. After a bit of catching up, they treated us to dinner at a Danish restaurant. Here, I was able to try their national dish, which is fried pork belly with parsley sauce and boiled potatoes. I rated 10 out of 10. Jola tried their burger, which has a lot of stuff in it. It was also really delicious. Following the hearty meal and helping with the wedding preparations, it was finally time for the big day. We made our way to Eventyrhaven, dressed in shades of white and pink, the chosen colors of the wedding. Even little Cloudy participated in her pink flower outfit. While waiting for the bride and groom, we felt the magical atmosphere all around us as other couples from different cultures exchanged vows and promised their futures together. It was a beautiful reminder that love speaks every language and crosses every border. Finally, the lovely couple arrived, welcomed by their friends and family. It made me really happy to see her surrounded by people who truly cared for her, even so far from her first home. Then they were called and the trumpets began to play. The ceremony was short but sweet, sealed with a kiss and a bouquet of flowers from the mayor of Odense, who also officiated the wedding. For their first steps as husband and wife, we greeted them in true Filipino and Danish fashion by showering them with flower petals and white rice. Now, who would have thought that this would also be featured in their local news? For the reception, we followed them to District 13, the very place where their love story began. Isn't that romantic? I wasn't able to capture most of it on camera, but it was fun to see some Danish wedding traditions. The most surprising of which was that whenever the bride or groom left the room, everyone from the opposite gender would rush in for a kiss. Later, the celebration moved to the newlyweds' home, where they cut the cake and each guest had a chance to share a heartfelt message and best wishes.
I'm really happy to have witnessed how you love each other. So even though I've only met Paul yesterday, I was able to witness how he takes care of us. Oh my God. And that makes me very happy. And I won't give a longer speech because it will make me cry harder.
When it was time to open gifts, I was happy seeing their joyful reactions, especially when they unwrapped the personalized 3D printed photo frame we made for them.
Wow! 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 Ay, wow! This is our picture. Yeah. I can see. Wow! Ay, saan mo yung pinagawa? Sino ba nagawa?
We made it.
Meron kayong ano? Ito! Sobrang ganda!
But as always, the day eventually came to an end, and we headed back to our hotel. The morning after the magical day, we had our breakfast at the hotel, where we were able to try some wonderful pastries like the famous Danish brunsviga. After checking out, we stored our luggage at the train station and set out to explore Odense one last time. We retraced our steps from the wedding, taking in the scenery with fresh eyes, and went on a little food trip where we tried the classic Danish hot dog, drank some refreshing fruit tea, and indulged in even more pastries. One of our goals this day was to find a Hans Christian Andersen story collection to serve as a keepsake. However, we were pleasantly surprised that the shop we visited also had some mystery books, which we couldn't resist including in our souvenirs. The rest of the day was spent strolling around, noticing the little details and the quiet beauty in every corner of the city. And that's where I'll leave you, with these calming sights of Odense. Thanks for wandering with Doreen. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos like this. Vi ses!